Well, hello, it's Darren here, and we're not very far away from the webinar that's coming up that Richard's going to run you through. But I just thought that before we start, I might just give you a little bit of insight as how we got to this point. We've been helping accountants for the last 3 years. I've obviously been working in an accounting firm leading up to that. Most of you already heard that story, so I'm not going to bore you with that right now. But over the last 3 years, we've been helping a lot of accountants grow their practices through lead generation and client attraction, helping them get their message right. But one of the big things that's come out of this over the last 3 years was actually looking at the people who don't come on board immediately and asking ourselves why. And then marrying that up to our members who do come on board and asking them where did they get their fastest wins. And there was a correlation between members who didn't come on board straight away saying, I just don't have time, I'm really busy, I'm flat out, and something's come up, I've got to do this for a client. And then, of course, our members who did come on board saying, oh, my God, the pricing and packaging module was just so powerful. It's just changed my life. It's just put us on a course towards a business that we really wanted. And so we started looking at it and going, well, okay, if there's a major problem out there, and talking to a lot of the organisations like the Institute of Public Accountants and CPA, CANS, all sorts of other groups, the feedback we keep hearing is accountants are feeling like they're working harder but earning less. And so let's have a look at that now, and let's look at capacity versus earnings. And at the moment, what we're hearing is that people are generally working more and earning far less. And it's like, well, do we want that to continue? And the answer is generally no, we don't. So the options that we can come up with now is, well, let's just work less. Would that be better? Well, yeah, I'd love to be working less. I'd like to have more time with my family. I'd like to be able to go diving or go play golf or go on holidays or go wherever. But of course, if I work less, then invariably I'm going to earn less as well, generally just by stopping work and getting rid of some of my clients. So that's really not going to work straight away either. So then we turn around and go, well, we can work more and earn more. And that's pretty much what we've been doing, helping our members come on board. We're helping with client attraction. But what we found is, and someone said, well, yeah, I'm finding more clients, I'm attracting better clients. But the reality is I'm actually just working harder to look after them, because now I've got more clients and more work. So I'm actually working more. Yes, I'm earning more, but I'm actually working more as well. And ideally, we thought, well, maybe you don't want to do that either. And so let's get rid of that. So ultimately, what we came back to is people really accountants generally want to work less and earn more and have a better work lifestyle balance. And let's be honest, we're business owners, you're business owners. That's what we really want to be able to do. We want to be able to enjoy our life. We want to be able to enjoy what we do, but not work too much to the point where it actually impacts on our social life or impacts on our family life or impacts on enjoyment of life. So, what we've come up with here is this working less and earning more really should be the aim of everyone, and actually having a scalable business model that enables you to attract the high value clients that you're really looking to earn, and having the time to actually service those clients effectively so that they recommend more high value clients towards you. So that's the one that we're aiming for. That's what this webinar is all about. We know you're going to love it. I'm just going to go into a little bit more around the capacity versus work and just a case scenario here. And I'm using basic numbers to make it easier because I'm not very good at math. It's not my strong point, hence the reason I'm not an accountant. So if we look at capacity versus work, and this is something I used to do with the accountants at Rightway when I was the head of sales and marketing there, and I used to talk to new people coming on board, and I'd say, well, this is what your life looks like. Essentially, when you come on board, you're going to be at 0 clients and you're going to have 100% capacity to find more. And the idea is to work towards 50K recurring revenue monthly and have 0 capacity left, essentially. That's what we're sort of aiming for there. Now, we also need to add in the fact that we still want people to enjoy their lifestyle and family time. Otherwise, why are we working? All right. And we turn around and look down here at the bottom there, monthly revenue, 50K. Clients, and I'm working this on an ARPU of $250 per client. It's just simple math, makes it easy. Therefore, 200 clients at $250 each a month, 50K revenue. Now, that looks perfect in an ideal world, but we all know that doesn't happen. Okay, we know that this happens because of scope creep and clients not wanting to pay as much. They challenge you on fees. You get driven down. They threaten to leave. There's all sorts of things going on. The biggest one for me is how much your accountants out there do work for free. It really frustrates me, and it frustrates Richard as well. And we know it frustrates you. And we hear it all the time from members. In fact, one of the most common questions I get is, Darren, I've just been challenged on my fee. How do I handle this? And of course, we'll write an email and give some instructions on how to deal with it and how to overcome it. But being pushed back on fees and driven down means that you end up having far more work to do to earn that 50K, needing to work more hours, work longer hours to get it done to service those clients. And that's just not healthy. So the reality is you either turn around and work into family time, or you have less clients, less earnings, your earnings drop away, and you're not earning as much money and it's not as much fun, but you're still working at capacity. So that doesn't work for anyone as well. So let's just sort of start back here again and look at the ideal world. Let's see what happens if we increase our fees by 20%, which is what Richard and I are talking about, and that's what Richard's going to show you some strategies around how to do this. And it's very, very psychological, and it's more of a mindset for yourself as well, and actually gaining the confidence to do this. But let's have a look at what happens. So if we increase our fees by 20%, okay, so we go from $250 per client to $300. It's only $11 a week over the year. It's not a hell of a lot. But what it does do is it adds adds $10,000 a month to our monthly recurring revenue. That's $120,000 a year. What would you do with $120K right now? Okay, what would you do? Now, you might turn around and say, well, I'm still encroaching into family lifetime. It doesn't change my capacity. No, it doesn't, but it enables you to spend that money to hire someone, which will bring your capacity down. So with $120K, you could hire someone quite comfortably to do that, and it would have a massive impact on your business. And I think we can all agree you could probably hire 2 people with that sort of extra revenue. All right. So, but let's sort of look at the other way. What if we turn around and lost some clients? You might turn around and say, well, I'll probably lose some clients. Yeah, you might. But do you really care? Let's look at the 80-20 rule. You're going to have 80% of your clients are probably only bringing in about 20% of your revenue invariably. And that's generally the rule with most firms that we've come across. Now, if you lost 20% of your clients, okay, you could come down to 166 clients and still earn $50,000 a year. All right, that's how far you could come down. 166. You could drop 34 clients tomorrow based on that and still have the same income coming in. And what does that look like? Well, that brings you down to here. So your capacity now frees up and you're nowhere near encroaching on family time. In fact, if anything, you've got more time to now spend working on your business, not in it. If you do want to grow, you want to get up above 50, if you've got aspirations to grow a multi-million-dollar practice, then essentially now you've actually freed up capacity to go out there and really attract those high-value, high-quality clients, put some good referral systems in place, put some great client attraction systems in place, and really start driving your business forward. All right, and that's what that freedom does. So that's it from me. Look forward to seeing you at the webinar when it's coming up soon. If you have any questions beforehand, feel free to reach out to us by email and send us your question. We'll try and cover that in the webinar. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you there. All the best, and we'll talk very, very soon.